If you're in the market for a battery electric vehicle, there's lots of awesome choices, and this 2022 Kia Niro EV is a great choice. This one's the EX trim level, very nicely equipped with features. It has a cold weather package, which is very important for those using this in cold weather climates. I'll explain why shortly. This is a clean Carfax vehicle, only 7,735 miles. When fully charged, you have a range of about 240 miles with the Kia Niro EV. 2022 is a great year for the Niro because it got some updates. Most notably is it has a larger infotainment display. The previous one was a little bit over 8 inches. This is over 10 inches, so it's a lot bigger. And we have a great navigation system, Harman Kardon audio system, beautiful leather up steering wheel. We have a heated, seat heated steering wheel. Nice, spacious interior. Being a hatchback, it has lots of interior space. You can obviously fold down those seats for more interior space. This one's very nicely equipped with features. When fully charged, you have a range of about 240 miles. So there's a couple different charging options. You can charge it with a 120 outlet, a simple 3-prong 110 outlet. I actually have an EV myself. I have multiple vehicles in my household, but we do have an EV. I have a Tesla Model 3, and just through a 110 outlet, I'll get about 5 miles of range per hour. And I don't drive a lot. In fact, I don't actually have any faster charging right now. I've had my EV for about 4 months, and since I only drive about 20-30 miles a day, I get all the range I need just through a 110 outlet. So I come home, plug it in around 7 o'clock, I leave for work the next day around 9, and I usually get 60-70 miles of charge overnight. And of course, if you drive more than me, you can set up a 220 charging at your house, and then you'll get a full charge in about 9 hours. So you come home, plug it in, you wake up the next morning, and you'll have a full charge. And of course, you have the option of DC fast charging. There's a lot of DC fast charging popping up. There's Electrify America. There's a couple around here that I've used. And you can get about an 80% charge, which is almost a full charge in about an hour with DC fast charging. So you can road trip in this vehicle. Obviously, EVs also work great for multi-vehicle, households. It's nice to complement your household with either an EV for efficiency, and then having a gas car maybe if you want to go on an all-day road trip or something like that. Or for snowy conditions, you want an all-wheel drive to drive in the snow. But luckily this one has a cold weather package. I'm not saying that it's going to help you in the snow, but it will help you be more efficient in colder temperatures. The thing with battery electric vehicles is that they tend to be a lot less efficient when it gets cold. Likely, if you live in the Pacific Northwest, being 40-50 degrees, it doesn't really affect us that much, but if it gets into the 20s and 30s, you can definitely tell it's going to hurt your range. And the thing is about EVs, unlike gas cars, is a gas car has an engine which creates lots of heat. So that extra heat you get from the engine, you can use that to heat the vehicle. So in colder, temperatures, that's not really going to affect the gas cars as much because you're going to get heat from the engine to heat you inside the vehicle. That's not the case of electric vehicles because there's no engine to get extra heat off of, so you actually have to use energy from the batteries to heat the vehicle. But luckily, this has a cold weather package, which is $1,100, and that gives you a battery heater. A battery heater is very important because the battery, when batteries are cold, they are less efficient. So the chemical reactions that happen inside EV batteries happen slower in colder temperatures. So having a battery heater, that will heat up the battery and it'll make it more efficient. Then we have a heat pump that also comes with a cold weather package. That's another important thing because a heat pump is a much more efficient way of heating a vehicle. Obviously, you see heat pumps in houses, and you can see how much you can save in energy switching to a heat pump in your house. Likewise, if you have an EV with a heat pump versus like I forget what they call it, a reactive or induction heater, I forget the name of the other alternative, but a heat pump is going to be much more efficient in heating this vehicle in colder temperatures, and it's going to help maintain as much range as possible. And of course, then we get a heated steering wheel. Then we also have the rear bumper protector, carpeted floor mats, and cargo cover. And of course, we can print you out a copy or email you one yourself. So that's why the cold weather package is an important feature on this Niro EV. Luckily, this one has it. You have this nice cloth interior, kind of synthetic leather and contrast stitching on the sides. Really easy to use. You know, my Tesla, as much as I love it, not everyone's, you know, wants to have a huge learning curve when switching to an EV. The nice thing about the Niro, it's not that much of a departure from a regular gas-powered vehicle. You have an on and off switch. Teslas don't have an on and off switch. You have a really easy to use, you know, dial. So you just twist it, put it in drive, you have neutral, you have reverse, and you hit that button to put in park, and it's pretty straightforward. We have a parking camera, great navigation system, nice leather wrap steering wheel. We have these what look like paddle shifters, but this actually activates the regenerative braking. So when you take your foot off the gas, this will coast along, but if you want to slow the vehicle down, you can actually hit this, and this will, what it does is it reverses the polarity of the electric motors. And it uses the electric motor to slow down the vehicle instead of the brakes. So normally all that energy you normally lose through braking, it takes it and it puts it back in the battery. So that helps make it more efficient. And you know, and it's nice that they give you some control over the regenerative braking. I don't have a feature like that in my Tesla. I can either have regenerative braking on, or I can have it reduced. That's my only options. Obviously, it's a little bit more of a selection in this vehicle. Nice, comfortable steering wheel. We have lots of driver's assistance features. We have lane departure warning. We have adaptive cruise control. We have a lane keep assist. We have blind spot warning. If you like music, this has a great sounding Harman Kardon audio system. Really nice color combination. Obviously, being a 2022 of only 7,000 miles, this thing is in pretty much near new condition. The Niro obviously is a little bit more of a conventional vehicle. You're not making a huge kind of fashion statement, telling everyone, hey, look, I'm in an EV, kind of like being in a Tesla or a Mach-E, or even Kia's and Hyundai's own product. They have the Ioniq in the EV6, which is a little bit more of a, you know, kind of a fashion statement. People can tell, you know, so maybe if you don't, you want to, you know, the efficiency of an EV, but you don't want to look like you're driving around in a spaceship, definitely check out the Niro. And another thing I'd like to add about EVs is how much they save on maintenance. Generally, you know, across the board on average, EVs are about half the maintenance costs of a comparable gas vehicle. And a big reason for that is it's a lot simpler. You know, in a gas car, you have so many moving parts, thousands of moving parts, where this has dozens. I mean, think about all the components in an internal combustion engine and all the things that you have to service. You have to change the oil, you have to, you know, service the transmission. Sometimes you have to do a, you know, differential service. You have catalytic converters which can get stolen or they can go bad. You know, you have all these, you know, high pressure fuel pumps and sensors that can go bad and throw codes and make your check engine light come on. You know, all these things are pretty common occurrences in the service department. You can sit in the service department and look, you know, at all these people of relatively newer cars that, you know, have check engine lights or various issues that they have to diagnose. Well, with an electric car, they're just so much more simpler, so many more, you know, less moving parts. There's not things to worry about. And as far as batteries go, battery technology is really good. People say, hey, when am I gonna have to replace the battery in my EV? Well, battery is kind of like an engine. You know, the whole idea is you're not supposed to replace it. The engine is supposed to last, you know, the service life of the vehicle. Likewise, you know, I think that, you know, the batteries should last at least 200,000 miles in this vehicle. And of course, Kia gives you a very extensive warranty on your battery too. So if you are concerned about premature battery failure, you have a lot of coverage. It'll be quite a while before you lose coverage on it. And we actually have some warranties that can they can provide additional coverage on this as well. Or I should say, service contracts. We have some complimentary delivery to Washington, Oregon, and Idaho. We can put this in our car hauler, we can tow it to you. So if our mobile delivery services, beautiful, you know, Niro EV can be all yours without leaving your neighborhood or your driveway. Thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.